We're feeding the chickens, giving them some of their greens. Giving them some of their greens. So the wife went to a local antique junk store, came home with this, and I said, well, you're 50 years old, that surely ain't for you. So, no, it's another chicken sign she bought for the chicken house. If you wanna know where the term cluster came from, this is it. All right, girls, you gotta move away. Come on, move. You good? Really? And this bird, look at this bird. It's covering its head and its feet. Morning. So a lot of you guys know we've had the past week and a half, we've had really cold temperatures down to 12 degrees. We've actually had another winter snow event. And let me tell you what, I took the drone up and I flew the drone all around the property while it was snowing. It was just so cool, absolutely so cool. And I know if you're up north dealing with snow, you're like, what's so important? Well, I grew up in Massachusetts. Even though I was born in South Carolina, I grew up in Massachusetts. And I just miss the snow. When you haven't seen snow for like 6 years, you really start to miss it. So it is exciting. Everyone freaks out down to the south, of course. Anyways, today, bird flu. We'll talk about the bird flu. Talk about egg prices. They're skyrocketing, all-time US high. Things that I'm doing up here on the chicken coop. Then sort of things kept falling apart on me. My well pump froze. I'm waiting on delivery of some insulation. The insulation, Lowe's screwed up that same day delivery for me. My chainsaw, one of my chainsaws malfunctioned for the first time ever. Those little cheap Craftsman that I buy, man, they're fantastic. But anyways, I'll just string stuff together if you want something to watch, if it's cold, if you're chilling out. Here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna get the bird flu thing out of the way so that I can sort of slow down, because I literally could make a 2-hour video right now. So I'm gonna take it little by little and show you the past couple days what I've been shooting. The bird flu, I mean, what is it? Over the past year, they've had to kill 20 million chickens. I think since 2022, 100 million chickens and turkeys have had to been killed. So it's not like it's a huge problem right now, but it's getting there. So there's a live egg chart that you can go to on U.S. national prices that I found. And basically, all of last year, besides one spike, egg prices were nationally averaged about $2.80, somewhere around there. Well, I pulled it up, and the national average just hit an all-time high of $6.55 a dozen. Dude, that's crazy. That is crazy. And I don't see it getting better. And the reason being is there is no vaccine for the birds right now. They're working on vaccines, but there isn't one. So basically, it's all about biosecurity and containment. So like if they find a flock here in Georgia that's contaminated, they go 6 kilometers out. Now, why they say, I don't know, why do they use kilometers? Maybe it's a national, worldwide kind of standard that they do. But anyways, they go 6 kilometers out, and they basically go into strict monitoring and sort of containment for 6 kilometers around that flock. But probably all those, I think it's like 100,000 birds are going to have to be killed there. And then there was another one just this week that was discovered only a few hundred yards away from the other one. So basically, what are we doing here to protect my birds? Well, I'm getting 2 dozen eggs a day roughly, and I don't sell them. I just give them to friends and family. They're really appreciative now. But one of the things, if you have a pond, we have a pond down here, and every night for the past few weeks, I'm having geese come in here and spend the night here, and it could be up to 30 of them. And then in the morning they have a tendency to fly out of here. Well, one of the things, if you have a pond on your property near chickens, you do not want waterfowl making homes in your thing. Now I have 2 or 3 little wood ducks down here. I'm not worried about that. But when I have 25, 30 geese come in and they spend all night, they come in. So I've been going out there. I'm just taking like a 22 pistol or something with rat shot, and just go walking down there and scaring them away. It's still goose season right now, technically, but I'm not going to kill an animal I'm not going to eat. So there's no reason for me to try and kill any. I just want to scare them. So I'll go down there, I'll pop off a couple rounds. And finally, last night we had no geese come in. So that's a good sign. So protect that. The other thing you can do is if you have free range birds, free range chickens are probably more susceptible to the bird flu than our ones that are contained like we have. I have hawk netting over the outside run, and but birds, little birds like chickadees and cardinals and all that stuff can still get into my outside coop. They go in there to eat my grain and seed for the chickens. Well, I don't want those birds in there, so there is a chance. I've got extra hawk netting, and I may go ahead and put hawk netting around that whole entire run, but man, that's going to be a pain in the butt. That stuff is just horrible to work with. It sticks to everything, but I may do that. We'll see. Maybe John and I will do that next week if this thing starts to get even worse, because whatever. So anyways, just be aware, egg prices are at their all-time high, and they're probably going to go up more and more. So I mean, the national average, I can see the national average for egg prices going up to $8 or $9 a dozen. And that means in areas like California, you may be paying $12, $13 a dozen for eggs. That impacts a lot of industries. You look at baking and cooking and everything else that eggs are used in. So, and then I also think my other prediction is that you're going to start to see actual chicken prices. So broiler prices, they call them broilers. I think the price of broilers is going to start to go up if this thing doesn't calm down, because this is winter time. We can only imagine it might get a little bit worse in the spring and summer. So one thing I think it's important if you have chickens is watch their behavior, and you'll see, let me give you an example. See how I have natural logs down there that are about an inch and a half around? They really like perching on those. Not too many of them are on this square wood one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go cut down some more of those trees. I have thousands of those saplings. And what I'm doing is I'm moving their little jungle gym. Let me show you. See what I mean? That lets them warm up their feet. It's the perfect size because you don't want it too large, otherwise they can't cover up their feet. So I've taken apart the 3, look at those, are the new girls. I've taken apart these 3 down here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and find, it might be too wide. Man, that's long. That's like 8 or 9, that's 9 feet. 8 or 9 feet. So I need to get some of those saplings that are 8 or 9 feet. And I'm going to put saplings up on here, and I guarantee you they'll come out here and start perching up on those. So here's a perfect example. That bird has got cold feet. So she is nesting in such a position that her stomach and down is covering her feet. Are you cold, babe? Are you cold? And this bird, look at this bird. It's covering its head and its feet. Isn't that crazy? They're not dumb, but they're not smart. That's pretty smart. Man, what a deer trail that is coming through here. That's crazy. So This tree, as an example, that's about 2.5, 3 down here. That's too wide. This is the type of one I want right here. I'll cut way down the bottom, try and get 8 or 9 feet out of it. So I got one here. Back in the woods, I got tons of these little saplings. So hopefully I can pick out a few that'll work, but they got to be 8 feet tall, and they got to be thick enough at the top where I can get a screw through them. So I may have to go in here. I got fencing back in here too. I got to be careful with my chainsaw. All right, let's give this one a try. Well, I can just about guarantee as soon as I start putting them up, they're going to want to come over and explore because they're chickens. Dude, it has been 60 seconds. Now they're all looking up. Oh, what's that? Is there something to eat up there? That's a new playground we got. That is pretty cool, Doc. Look at them. So basically, I just try and create things that keep the chickens active, but this also serves a purpose in the wintertime. They can come out here, get off the snow, and then they can sort of nestle down and warm up their feet. All right, so I think the last project on my list today, and I've been putting this off I've had this for 2 weeks, and I've been putting it off just because it's been so cold and nasty and rainy, but it's such a cluster up there in the morning. So many chickens are in their boxes, and I want to do a test. Technically, chickens like to lay where other chickens lay, but my question is if I add 3 more nesting boxes, do I bump up my egg production at all? Do I still stay at that 20 to 23 sort of range a day? About 2 dozen, just around 2 dozen a day, or do I get a few more? Because what I think is happening, I think the dominant birds are taking up the boxes, and there are some lesser dominant birds that are not laying really because, and the new girls too, the new birds. And I'm going to put this one about 12 inches lower than the other ones that are up higher, and we'll see if it works. But it's kind of a pain in the ass. I mean, it's not hard to put together. It's just they got crappy instructions, and this is the rollout system too. If you wanna know where the term clusterfuck came from, this is it. All right, girls, you gotta move away. Come on, move. You're gonna get hurt. Move. You're gonna freak out. Dude, really? So, hypothesis slash thought is that the majority of the girls come over here and lay eggs. You can see there's only one slot open in here. John's in that one. But what my thinking is that maybe some of the lesser aggressive dominant girls might go into this one. So I'm gonna get some wheat straw, put some wheat straw and leave it totally open. We'll see what happens. Oh, there go my geese. So the problem with my geese is now every night they're coming into this pond and staying in my pond all the way through the morning. And the problem, if they keep doing that every single night, it's going to load up my pond with nutrients, their poo, which is going to cause algae blooms even in this colder weather. So today is what, the 23rd. The last 2 days of goose season, I may go out and get a couple geese. Don't chase her, stop. So the grandkids dropped by. They're still here down there. We were feeding the chickens some greens and doing some fun stuff. But here's one thing you learn about chickens is when they lay eggs, they like to lay eggs where everyone else is. It's kind of this competition thing. I want to be where you are. So on this new roosting box, I realized it didn't come with one of those flap curtains. And that's the difference between that one and the other one. So I'm gonna just put up some, I got a piece of camouflage tarp I'm gonna put up on it. Hey girls, okay, you gotta move. All right, well, they've got a little bit of privacy. See how that works. Okay, so real quick, I'm not gonna spend too much time on this. Several months ago, I told you guys that we were working with Andersons and helping them develop a liquid and all-in-one spray for the lawn, garden, whatever. It's gonna have basically fast-release nitrogen, iron, and mycorrhizal fungi and good microbes. So it's all in one. It's kind of like super juice when we used to have you add in the microbes to it, but this is all in one. It's a liquid. I don't know, I know it'll be coming in a gallon like this. But my thought process is, I was talking to them, this is a 60-to-1 spray head ratio. The green ones are 20-to-1. So you can, I think they should sell it with both of these. So like in the summertime, you can use the 60-to-1, which is a lighter ratio. And then maybe in the spring or whenever you want to punch a nitrogen, you can put the 20-to-1 and bump it up. But long story short, this gallon right here was one of the first ones that we formulated, and it's changed. That has more slow release nitrogen and then a couple other things. But if you have wood chips like we have here, you don't put those into your soil because they're going to rob nitrogen to go through the decomposition process. But that has a lot of chicken poo in it. That's from the chicken house. So what I'm going to do, compost piles need oxygen, water, and microbes, basically. So I'm going to go ahead. It's pretty dry. I'm actually going to spray this on my wood chips and help this pile to actually start to decompose some. So I'm basically sitting here turning this and wetting it, turning it and wetting it. I mean, it's dry and dusty. It's never going to come alive without all the ingredients: oxygen, water, microbes. And these wood chips won't start to decompose without all that. Even though there's a lot of chicken poo in here. Oof. Anyways, guys, figured I'd just make kind of a chill out video on a Sunday afternoon. Watch out for those egg prices. They're going up. Bird flu. Dude, it's going to be fun to watch over the next few months to see what happens to egg prices and poultry prices. Anyways, hope you enjoy the video. Give it a thumbs up if you don't mind. And I'll talk to you later. Dog.